Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Bob. And I have some very interesting questions today that really have never been asked before. Dr. Bob, my 15-year-old daughter has pinworms regularly for years. They are visible at the rectum almost every 6 weeks. I treat her with a combination of different items and they go away, but they're back again in 4 to 6 weeks. So we have to break this cycle. There's a couple areas I need you to focus on. Worms and parasites don't like sulfur. You want to increase their eggs, onion, and garlic. Broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. The broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower could be sauteed, it could be raw, but you want to increase her sulfur. Eliminate sugar, totally, and yeast, because the pinworms are feeding on something. I want you to know personally, I take a product called Agricept L. It's a citric seed extract, 10 drops a day. We have it on our website. I've been using it since 1996. Also, we use something called ADP, which is emulsified oregano. Between the emulsified oregano, I've had patients have severe bacteria, parasite, fungus problems. If you decide to use some kind of oregano or herb, you want to, about 2 weeks into the program, supplement with a probiotic. A probiotic and the emulsified oregano will manage the environment. It's the environment that needs to change. It's very important because you don't want to be taking antibiotics and throwing the whole system off. Dr. Bob, what do I use to replace Viagra or any other sex drug? It's a very important question. We have an epidemic of men in our practice right now that are 40 years old and older that have difficulties obtaining an erection, maintaining an erection, and then even having an erection spontaneously. As a side note, and I'm not saying this to be silly, I wrote a book on sex and romance. A man could have 4 to 5 natural erections in the evening time or while they're sleeping. If you don't ever get an erection while you're sleeping, you could have a physiologic problem. If you are able to have an erection while you are sleeping, but you cannot engage in sexual activity, it could be psychological. It's a real important point. You might have anxiety. In our practice, we use a product called Argizyme. You could take up to 9 a day. Argizyme is also important to help your prostate not swell. I'll just throw a couple other items out that we encourage our practice members to use. There's a product called Be Vital. It's maca root, 2 a day. We also use something from Gaia Herbs called Libido M. It has tribulus in it. We also use a product called Cytozyme M to support adrenal function. You do not want to take a testosterone patch or pill because there's an enzyme called aromatase that could flip the testosterone into estrogen. Very good question, and thank you for asking. Need help with the diet choices? I would focus on vegetables and protein, non-starchy vegetables and protein. A very interesting question. I know this will help a lot of you. Eczema. Individuals talking about eczema on their daughter for a long time, knuckles and hands, etc., and they've given her cortisone cream. This individual's used vitamin D and they tan. What I have found for probably the best way to help eczema is you need oil. Black currant oil has omega-3, 6, and 9 in it. Black currant oil is probably something that's very good to try. This individual also mentioned that their skin is worse during the wintertime. I see that a lot. Lack of vitamin D means lack of calcium. Calcium citrate, 4 to 6 a day on an empty stomach. Make sure you're drinking oil. Avoid sugar. So let me do a recap. It's the environment in your body for the parasites. You need sulfur. The gentleman that was having the Viagra issue, stay away from soy products. Make sure you're exercising. And finally, with the eczema, you all need oil. Everybody listening to me anywhere in the world right now, if you have any kind of a skin problem like eczema, you need oil. Keep your liver clean. Thank you for following us. This was some really good stuff, and we really appreciate each and every one of you. Pass this on. It can make a huge difference in someone's life.